All right. Good evening, guys. Sorry, the dishwasher's going in the background. You may or may not be able to hear it. I'm gonna try something different with my videos. I got another GameStop Inc. video. I picked up a game called. I spoke about it in one of my last videos. The American people pronounce this game as Trine. It's the Ultimate Collection. However, I believe the proper European pronunciation, like I said before, I think it's Trine. And it's, I believe, Latin for three, or three people, or, you know, I think it makes the most sense. I can piece the numbers like that in my head for certain languages sometimes. I can think about it logically, and it makes the most sense for it to be that way. Someone will, I'll probably find out eventually and be surprised, but until then, I tend to believe I'm right. Anyways, it's a 2D side scroller, or at least, hold on a second. Alright, sorry guys. The computer dinged at me and... Anyways, back to the game. Trine, or Trine. I will probably, since I believe the proper pronunciation, I'm going to pronounce it properly. Trine. Anyways, this game, there are three characters in this 2D side scroller. Your mage creates platforms, and he can throw them at people. He can use them to get up on objects. Your rogue or your thief is an archer, and she has a bow and arrow, and she can use a grappling arrow to swing around and stuff. And you have your burly knight who can bash through walls. You can use his shield to glide, at least on the second and third. In the fourth game, you have to wait a little bit and use instant store currency to pay for it. Needless to say, I prefer the second and third game because those are the most innovative of the four games. Trine 4, it really leaves a lot to be desired. And I'll keep it because it's part of the collection, and maybe I'll grow to like it. But it's really, in my opinion, they really lost light of the flavor and the context of the game. There's a lot they could have done better. I don't like the premise. I don't like how they set it up. The writing is all weird. But I have it because 1 through 4, and so there's two different collection sets for the Switch. There's Trine 1 through 3 on its own thing, and then Trine Ultimate Collection, which has 1 through 4. 4 is a physical cartridge, and 1 through 3 are digital downloads. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna go chasing. It didn't really. It was like a couple of gigs per one, so it's really not that big of a game series. I'll play the fourth one. It's like I said, it really rubbed me the wrong way. In any case, I bring that up. There is a type of game I wanted to talk about before with Anthony and me when I brought up RPGs. Everyone has a certain strength to bring to the table when you're ministering in a ministry. Um, there's the people that are really gifted in bringing the message to the people, and in being the preacher, and the shepherd, the pastor. There are people who are more gifted with compassion for people. They can identify with people. They feel their pain. They can empathize and sympathize. They use both of those traits, and they create a more personal relationship with people, friendships. There are people who are good with the background stuff, the logistics of everything. Um, we all have our own special part in the grand scheme of things. In this game, you like it or not, you need all three of these characters to get through the game. The story is a convoluted story. Their destinies are cursed to be together forever. And the first two games, they really don't like that. By the fourth game, it's like, hey, let's do this thing. They've come to terms with it in the story, and it's funny to see the story progressing. It's a good game. I'm like I said, I'm not going to show the gameplay footage. I'm sure you guys are tired of the screen being bleached out. It's just not financially feasible for me to get all the capture stuff or a better camera. I'm doing this for a different reason. So I'm gonna approach it in a different way. Not every game reviewer shows game footage. Stuff we play, he does every now and then. From the stuff I've seen, he doesn't focus on it too heavily. There's a few times he does, and a few times he doesn't. He does it more of a discussion, topics and discussion, sort of a setup, like I do. RGT85, he's sort of the same way. Every now and then you'll see people doing let's plays of these games, and they hook their stuff up to Twitch or whatever. I prefer to play by myself in the privacy of my own home. I don't like how people feel the need to do an illegal prank that is swatting. That's kind of why I was like, nope, I'm not gonna subject my family to that crap. That's lunacy. That doesn't need to happen. But I will every now and then I'll try and see if I can meander my Switch Lite to show you what the game will look like. I just didn't feel like doing that right at this moment. I also picked up another game, which is another form of 2D side-scroller platformer called Aegis. I don't know how to pronounce it right now, but it's kind of interesting in the fact that you have your platforming 2D side-scrolling platforming, your Metroid, your Castlevanias, Demastered, your 2D side-scrollers, and then you just a little puzzle-solving thing, and then at the very last part, it's a miniature tower defense sort of thing. It's like, wow, that's really cool. I'm slowly getting tired of the 2D side scrollers. I played Hollow Knight. It was great. It was fun. I played it. I don't see myself picking it up ever again. I did the same with Dead Cells. I'm getting tired of the 2D side scrollers. They're great. My flavor of gameplay is much different. And 2D side scrollers are a dime a dozen. I mean, I keep my quality ones, like for example, in my opinion, Bloodstained, Curse of the Night, and Curse of the Moon, and Ritual of the Night. Very, very wonderful platformers, and I'm stuck, and I'm not going to get those up because it's a case of get good. You need to get better at what you're doing, and so I'll pick them up and I'll play them from time to time. Right now my favorite one is the 8-bit one, just because I like the length of the whip in the character with the whip. I can't remember her name right now. You know who I'm talking about. But in the 8-bit one, her whip goes a lot further, and I like that. I like Donkey Kong Country. This is a good one. I have a handful of 2D side-scrolling platformers that are actually good. They do their job. They're worth picking up. They're worth keeping. I just would wish that the indie game devs would not focus solely on 2D side-scrolling games. There's more than enough games to play. I don't know, for example, AI Somnium Files, like I showed you in one of my last previous videos. I don't know if that's an indie team or not, but that one is in depth. That one was like basically anime version of LA Noire, but cyberpunk, and like really Paranoia Agent and Perfect Blue had a love child, and that is the love child, and it's like, wow, it is really, really, you have to know what you're doing. You have to be in the moment to play that game. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to pay attention to how you, it's one of those, pay attention to the conversation pieces. How you answer those conversation pieces is how the story lays out. Kind of like Call of Cthulhu. If GameStop Inc. Sends an email about that one, I won't do a video on that one. That one was kind of lame, in my opinion. It was so slow. It was so painstakingly grindy and boring to go through. And there's multiple choices apparently, but apparently my character choices, or even building my character up, I wasn't able to go through certain puzzles, so I was forced to do the choice I really didn't want to do, but I had to in order to succeed in the game. And then it turned into totally ripping off Alice Madness Returns, where he escapes through the loony bin, and they had it because it's edgy. It's like, okay, but I'm sure the book did it better if you people actually read the book. But it is one of those, like Yahtzee Kroshoff said in his escapist review of it, it's the game that has just about everything by the numbers Lovecraft, but they didn't know where they wanted it to end up. So it's a mixed bag of everything and lawn clippings. And it's a jumbled mess. I like the suspenseful horror stuff. I don't even know if I would recommend it to diehard Lovecraft fans. It's that bad. I really hope the Sinking City does a better job if they ever port it to the Switch. I wouldn't mind playing it. I picked up another one I may or may not keep. I picked it up the other day. Chronos. It looks like a Command and Conquer style game, and it's not really It's not that good. It's wanting me to go through the tutorial before I figure anything out, and unfortunately has the most maps to have a single player. I hope it has an online thing, but I don't like online play. I've had bad experiences with online. I think I mentioned once before, um, in my videos, or even possibly with Anthony, that I had Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, sort of a tongue-in-cheek parody of Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. And one round you play as the plants, and one round you play as the zombies. They don't care. There's no real direct storyline. I was around where I was the plant. I was the cactus thing, and I was minding my own business, playing around, and I hear over the headphones. Why did you do that? This little 9-year-old kid totally cussing me out or someone. I don't know. But it totally took me out of the game. And so between rounds, I muted my headset because I was like, I am here to have fun. I know how to play the game. I am doing my own thing. If you are with me when I'm doing my own thing, awesome. I know who my enemy is. I'll shoot my enemies. But don't tell me how to play the game. It's self-explanatory. And then that's why I don't like multiplayer online games, because it's one of those, oh, it's multiplayer online, you can socialize. You can, but I'd rather play the game. It takes my time away from the game. I've played other games on my phone or in apps where it's like, well, why aren't you talking? It's like, because I'd rather play the game. I don't like talking on a game. I'm playing. I'm in this app because I want to take my time playing this app. I don't want to talk to people. I'm playing the game. Yes, it's great that the game happens to have a chat session in it. It's like I don't want to use the chat. I really don't like chats in apps. It really takes me away from my game. And that's mostly why lately I'm turning away from my apps on my phone and playing my Switch Lite and playing games. I mean, I just picked up Mario Odyssey again. I beat the game, but there's just enough stuff to do after you beat the game where you can still have some fun. You can still tinker around on the game. Even if you beat it, you can still come back to it, still go to these rolls, still just shooting the breeze, just figure out where all you can go. It's one of those games where open world is open world. If you see something in the distance, chances are you might be able to go and explore and figure out how to get there. I saw one thing on YouTube when the Mario Odyssey. There's some hidden treasures on top, and they expected you to do it a certain way. This person thought outside the box and just did his little hat throw and jump all the way up to the top of the pillars and got a really big coins. It's like, wow, it really does reward you for thinking outside of the box. That's one of the things that a lot of people liked about Mario. And when they were beta testing Mario and Zelda Breath of the Wild, people weren't treating it like your normal game with boundaries. They wanted to explore and see what all you can do. That's why those games are so great. It's because you can explore to your heart's content. When it comes to, like, for example, 2D side scrolls, I love 2D side scrolls. Don't get me wrong. I'm just starting to get a little sick of them. Too much M&Ms, for example, will make you sick. Too much of everything can be a bad thing. There is such a thing as too much, and I've really am up to my gills with the 2D scrollers for the moment. I do like a GS. It's a limited run game. I've found limited run often has. I guess they have an exclusive contract deals with Best Buy and Amazon. So if you want to find a limited run game, go to check your lookout. Check out your local Best Buy and check out Amazon. Chances are you'll find them there. You might find them at GameStop. You might not. I mean, my Super Meat Boy. That's a challenging 2D side scroller. It's really challenging. It's really good, but it was a limited run game, and I have it. I'm keeping it. I'm just I need to get good. I prefer Binding of Isaac. The same guy did Binding of Isaac, but I prefer the physical copy of Binding of Isaac for the Switch. What else? Going off a big tangent here, guys. But yeah, Trine, it was all right. Like I said, if you get it, I would encourage you get, if you can find it anyways, 1 through 3, and don't worry about 4. It's kind of the black sheep of the group, the redheaded stepchild, the one that nobody wanted. You may find it and like it. I personally, I felt that they sort of lost sight of what they had with the first 3. And honestly, 3, because it's experimenting a little bit more with the 3D platforming and has some 2D elements and 3D elements. Yeah, I know people, oh, technically that means 2.5D. If I can go all axes, X, Y, and Z, it's 3D. It's 3D. If you can see your character moving this way and all around the platforms, that counts as 3D. People can try and define how they want, but that's 3D. Let's just call it what it is. It's 3D. It's a relatively short video. I hope to do more with this channel. I'm never gonna monetize these videos. I told you my reasons as to why. This is my ministry. And I personally think back to what ministries need and what strengths they all work, and we all work together, providing our own things. Anthony is more gifted with scriptural knowledge. I'm more gifted with making personal connections with people and identifying with people. But that concludes my video. I'm Pete. I will talk to you next time on Gamers Paradise. If you like what you see, subscribe. I hope to have provided enough content for you to, subscribe and, whatnot. Talk to you later. Bye.